There we go. Sun is coming from this angle. Might be a little overexposed right here. See if I can bring that down. Let's stop. So for about 2 years now, actually, was it 2 years? Since the beginning of the pandemic, a little bit before that, I've been renting gear from Bedford Camera, Lensrentals, Lensprotogo, Aperturerent. It's important to experience technology, especially in the filmmaking industry, by renting gear, because not every piece of gear you will be able to own. But if you want to have experience using something, so that if you get an opportunity for a job, you will know how to use that piece of gear. There's one thing that's worse than not owning a piece of gear. It's not knowing how to use it if you have to use it in a pinch, or having an idea that a piece of gear exists and what it's for. Get out there and someone says, hey, I need a filmmaking job done. Can you do this? And you have no idea what the lingo is. You don't know what they're talking about. You've never been on a full set. You've always done things solo. Time for you to start renting gear. There's plenty of reasons to rent gear. I rent either just because I want to see how it works, or because I want to use it for a particular project. You can use any reason you want to rent gear. You have gas, which is gear acquisition syndrome. A lot of us do. We just want gear. We want a lot of stuff. There's no point in owning 20 cameras. There's a point in knowing how to use 20 different cameras. You get my drift? What you're about to see next are the moments where I've rented gear on different occasions, and footage I haven't shown anybody yet. Clips that haven't been released, stuff I've filmed over periods of time. But these are moments where I've rented gear, specifically the R5c, the R3, and the R7, because those are pretty current right now, and I have a few videos I'm going to do about those coming up. But I just wanted to talk about the importance of renting gear and show you a little bit of what I do when I rent gear. Alright guys, this is the end of the road for the R3 for today, for now. I'm going to have to send it back. It's okay, I brought my 800D with me, so I'm gonna jump off of this and hold on. I think he's enjoying it. I think he is.
It's pretty neat. Alright, that's a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be.
Right, so Mitch right now is testing out the atmosphere on his Canon R6. So it's the first real world in my recording in 4K. Something. I'm trying to convince him to upgrade all his gear. GoPro. Anyways. I just got through hanging out with my buddy Mitch. We went down to Deep Ellum and shot a few photos, talked cameras, compared notes, talked about different things that we like in the cameras, false color, histograms, waveforms, all that sort of stuff. I even let him use my Animus Ninja on his R6, let him get a taste of it. He got to use the 15-35 on his R6. We used the R5c a little bit, showed him that does 6K RAW in Super 35 mode and 3K RAW in Super 16. Now those features will be great in the pinch if you did need a zoomed in, more tighter focal length situation. But when it comes down to it, most people probably wouldn't be using Super 16, and Super 35 might be the more frequent use, but it would be nice to be able to use full frame external RAW. But you probably can use full frame RAW on the Atomos Ninja V Plus, since it does 8K RAW internal. Anyways, I think I don't know, I think I might be in C-Log in this.
Going up. Third floor.
Hey, you're dropping this off.
Cool. Everything go up?
Hmm?
Everything go up?
Actually,
Going down.
I gotta go back down and get the battery charger because I forgot it. I always like running from Aperturerent.
First floor.
Oh. Here I am to save the day. Okay, I wonder how this audio is gonna sound with the Tascam. Wait, what is this called? Okay, the Tascam CA XLR D2. It's the one that's supposed to go with the R3, the R5c, and the R7. But right now I have it on a regular Canon Rebel DSLR, and I'm outputting the audio from the headphone jack, which you can switch it to output to a camera, or you can switch to output to headphones. So I'm outputting that audio from this device into the camera. I actually have it plugged into input 3, which is a 3.5 millimeter input, and I have the Rode Video Micro as the input to test it out with this, because I can plug the Rode in directly to the camera, but just seeing what it sounds like if I were to plug a microphone in that plugs in through 3.5 millimeter, how would it sound? So I did bring the volume down inside the camera below the quarter mark in the settings, so it's as far down as I can get it without it being completely down, and then I just manage the volume levels on the Tascam. So I also have, it's on input 1, no, input 1 controls input 3, so I have it set on input 3, and I'm using input 1 to control input 3. I have it set to mic line and 0 decibels. On the attenuator, the low cut is off, so I have the audio set to manual and the limiter off. The volume is halfway. So yeah, that's where we're at with this one. If this audio sounds horrible, that's gonna really suck, but hopefully it sounds good, because I would like to use this clip in the video. So yeah.
Are you recording?
Yeah, doing a little BTS. Hey.
What up, boy?
This is Eric. He is our talent for this particular shooting segment.
That's me.
He got the face of a superstar.
I slept so well last night.
Yeah.
I woke up, I'm like, man. Because I didn't even think about it. I'm like, yeah, man, it's still going to be really early. I look at my phone, it's like 10:30. I'm like, oh, crap. So, actually, I'm not even going to make the bed because they're going to be changing it, so.
Oh, we changed it up tonight?
Yeah.
This is really cool. Now, I'm just really enjoying this 16mm lens, f2.8. I do have it at f4.0 right now because it is still bright enough out here. I mean, if I put it down, I could probably put it down to 2.8. It's gonna make it might be a little bit overexposed, but I think I can still correct it since I'm filming in C-Log. Yeah, this is nice. Look at that. With all that being said, and everything I use gear for, and the things that you might want to use gear for, the gist of it is that if you want to gain experience, you got to use the equipment. And if you don't have access to the equipment like at a facility, then what you do is reach out to some company that rents out cameras and camera equipment, and you start renting gear so you can get that experience. And if somebody asks you, do you know how to do this? We want to shoot this film on this camera. We want you to take photos with this gear. Do you know how to take photos with a backdrop? Do you know how to use a green screen? Different types of stuff. Can use a gimbal, can use a slider. At some point, you're gonna have to be able to say yes if you want to continue in this field. The importance of renting gear, either because you need the experience, because you don't have enough money to own the gear, and you can get paid by using specific gear in a project, or just purely because you want to experience different things in life other than just the one single thing that you can ever afford. Thank you all for stopping by. If you like this video, if it gave you any value, hopefully it did. Maybe I didn't say enough. Maybe all I said was all you needed to hear. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.